more so to these children who find their parents in custody and they are denied an opportunity to grow up like other children in families. We realize that when you go to some of this particular area, you realize that there are families that have cycles or people going to jail. And I believe one of the circumstances is that when a child is born and finds very harsh environment where the mother or the parents are in custody and the child has to, some of them have even to grow up seeing the mother jailed. I've even wondered, when you are jailed with your child, should you take full term? Because those are two people actually being jailed on your behalf. So I think it's important that we provide some families with a lot of income per capita, and we have very weak areas where we have these children being neglected. Then we have cyclic issues where we have families that continue to have people also going to jail, because as you grow up and you found your mother in jail, you also start appreciating evil because of that particular environment. So I think this is very important motion, and we think we'll support it. The other point I would like to put across is the psychosocial trauma. When the only guardian you know, and as a mother or a father is in custody, and you are left all on your own, the psychosocial trauma that affects these children sometimes denies them opportunity to ever become anything. So I think this motion is timely, and I think we all need to support it, because when we support it, we are supporting our nation, we are supporting the weak and the vulnerable. And that way, as a nation, we will actually advance, because every Kenyan matters. So I really support this motion, and I thank the member who has brought it. Thank you.
The member for Changamwe.
Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. And first and foremost, I would also like to congratulate the member for Konoin for bringing up this motion, which aims at addressing a problem that is in society. Madam Speaker, it is a fact that parents are a vital portion in our upbringing, and they provide, of course, warmth, love, guidance, assurance, and proper upbringing. In life, Madam Speaker, practically the mother is the one who plays the most crucial role in the children's upbringing. And in most families these days, we are degenerating into single parenthood, especially the fathers are becoming less responsible. And if you hear of people getting imprisoned, you find it is the mothers who are the ones who are going to jail mostly. And in such scenario, you find, Madam Speaker, it begins with a simple cases in the village, which could be dealt with by the elders of the village, including the chief. But most people end up just going to the police station, and unfortunately our police officers are not trained to try to solve simple problems. Sometimes they even take advantage of such situation to seek for money out of such cases. And if you don't part with money, then your case ends up in court, and sometimes you are given a sentence which is not actually commensurate to the crime that, of course, has been committed. Perhaps in this regard, Madam Speaker, I would urge the provincial administration, especially now that we have passed the bill to pay the village elders, to try as much as possible to advise, the community, to try to use alternative, dispute resolution, so that we do not have simple cases which can be sorted out, ending up in courts and perhaps imprisonment. Then, Madam Speaker, when addressing this challenge, I want to give an example of a philanthropist in Mombasa by the name of Hasu, or famous known as Mombasa Cement, who feeds about 3,000 to 5,000 people in a day. If such a person can do such an activity, I believe the government can do even better than that. So perhaps using the same administration where we have the chief and the village elders, something can be done so that in case a parent is in prison, then something can be organized, the funding can be there to make sure these children are well taken care of. However, I would also urge, Madam Speaker, that sometimes the judges and the magistrates also take time to visit the prisons, to have an interview with those who are in there, incarcerated, so that at least they can review these cases to make sure those which of course are found to be of lesser criminal activity, they can be released to go and join their families so that they can provide the much needed guidance to their children. Madam Speaker, we are living in difficult times today, where even getting money for the daily sustenance is a challenge. So if the mother is put in incarceration for even 6 months, it becomes quite a challenge, especially to these young kids who are very important to this nation. Since we believe that a nation is built by its people, and the young people are the ones who are going to grow into proper and, of course, responsible adults, I urge this House and the government to take this motion seriously and to make sure everything is done to pave the way for funds to be set aside so that funds, families that are caught in this situation can get assistance, and perhaps the other areas that we have mentioned can also be addressed. Madam Speaker, I thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I thank the member for...
Thank you so much. Before I give to the next contributor, I wish to recognize Ololtoto Boarding Primary School from Narok North constituency in our county in the public gallery, and Tharua Primary School from Laikipia East, Laikipia County, the Speaker's Gallery. They are welcome to follow the proceedings of the House this morning. The Honorable Mary Omase, Teso South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also join colleagues to contribute to this very important motion